What's up, YouTube? My name is Humberto, um, co-founder of Trade with Productions. It's amazing to be here. Very first episode on the podcast. I have three young entrepreneurs here with me as special guests. I have Giovanni Martinez, Chris Ramirez, and Justin Ortiz. It's amazing what these guys have been doing behind the scenes. They went from zero to 100K in 1 month. It's very interesting, very excited. I've been trading for around 2 years, and it's been a blessing to be here, but I want to go ahead and let these young entrepreneurs introduce themselves so you guys have the floor.
Yeah, most definitely. So, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chris, currently residing in Danbury, Connecticut, born and raised in Rhode Island. Been trading for about 3 years now, and it's been a great journey, honestly. And the things that come out of forex trading is definitely unbelievable, as you can tell by the title. But I'm gonna pass it on to my co-CEO of Oracle EA, Justin Ortiz. I'll let him introduce himself as well.
All right. What's going on, guys? Thank you, Bert, for having me on this podcast, bro. It's a pleasure. But get into my name is Justin Ortiz, guys. Like I said, Wi-Fi Financing on IG. I was born in New York, currently living in Providence, Rhode Island. This is where I was raised. I've been trading for about a year and a half, on and off. But I wouldn't trade it, for the world. Through the ups, through the downs, through the losses. I wouldn't trade it. This has been an amazing journey so far. But yeah, that's a little bit about me, guys. I'll go ahead and pass it off to Gio. Gio, go ahead.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Gio, also known as Trade with Gio on Instagram. I'm the CEO of Elevation Empire. We're a trading agency, a marketing agency, a social media agency, all of the above. Realistically, we just manage businesses online as well. So yeah, I've helped these two young guys here scale their business from $0 to $100,000 in sales in the span of 1 month, right? The numbers sound unbelievable, but we were able to do it. We had a vision. These two guys had a vision realistically. They came to me first as traders, right? That's how we began our relationship. And then we scaled into the business side whenever I saw that these guys had a vision for something and needed that person to step in to help this vision come to life. And that's what we did. So, Bert, you got the floor.
It's crazy, man, how big the internet space is, having these three young men here. And it's really crazy, Uh, I'm pretty sure the whole crowd wants to know zero to 100K. Like Gio said, it's not something that you hear every day. People think it's impossible. So, how did you guys do it? That's my question for it. Start it off.
Yeah, sometimes I look back and I wonder myself because it's crazy. I used to think, working at a job like 3,000 a month was like, all right, you know what I mean? But when I look back at the numbers and seeing over 100,000, I was like, wow, like, it's unbelievable. I can't even, words can't even really describe the feeling. But it's a big milestone and it's something I feel like, I always felt like my time would come. I just didn't know whether it was going to be from trading or something else. But I'm glad that it worked the way it did. And honestly, it was just the power of social media, bro. It's crazy. The power of social media. It really happened honestly just by me being myself, just giving back to a certain community and just them falling in love with me and going on my Instagram and seeing what I had to offer. And at the time I had Oracle EA and people were wondering, what's Oracle EA? And we just took off, just by the results from one person to another, word of mouth. I let things literally just took off. And it's true, like your life could really change in 1 month if you just stay consistent and stay down and do what you got to do. I'm forever grateful for this opportunity that that came about. And me and Justin, we're glad that we hit 100,000, but now it's like, what's the next one? 500,000, a million. And it's something that's very easily attainable. If we did that in a month and we're barely like getting out there, imagine the next 10, 12 months is going to be ridiculous.
I have a question for you, Justin and Chris. I want you guys to explain a little bit about before we launched this now six-figure business that you guys run daily. What was it for you guys? What was it like for you guys? Were you guys in the process of having any income coming in? Did you guys have a job? How are you guys? What was the mindset that you guys had prior to this? Whenever you want to touch $100,000, you haven't done it before, and you're wondering, how am I going to get to that $100,000? Because I'm sure everybody that's watching this right now, they have that mindset. They're in that position where I want to hit $100,000. They see all of these people online. They see you guys now that have $100,000 company. So where was you guys' mind at before everything blew up?
To be completely honest, bro, like you said, like you asked, did we have any income coming in? For the both of us, I'll say barely, barely any. And we like I said, me and Chris have been just good friends for for a long time now. So we were just always looking, for the next move. All right, what can we do? What can we do that's gonna bring us, a good amount of income? What can we do, that we can profit of? What can we find out here that that's gonna give us that income that's gonna get us over the hump. All right, because we want to do a lot of things, but the thing is we always needed money. Like we always needed the money. Like we always had the ideas, and then we just never had the money. All right, so when we found when we created the EA and everything like that, the vision was, how far can we push it? Like, yeah, there's no limit to, what we're trying to achieve. Is the main question is how far can we take this, as a team, as a partnership. But I'll let Chris talk about it a little more because he deals with a lot of more stuff on the back end and everything like that.
Yeah, most definitely. That's one of the reasons why I love Justin. Just working with him and being an IMO, it was just honestly his hunger for everything. His hunger, the way he goes about certain situations, keeps everything professional. And it's hard to find that in, Rhode Island where we're raised. A lot of people just, they want to put in the work, but then they'll slack off and they'll fall back. And I knew from a business standpoint, I need somebody that's going to stay consistent and that's going to constantly put in the work. And if I tell them to do something or I need them to do something, we can go about it. No questions asked. And we can really get down to business. So I feel like I'm blessed to have found a co-founder such as Justin himself. And then on top of that, not only that, but just working with Gio himself. He's a great individual. He definitely helped me out. And, this company wouldn't really be what it is if it wasn't for him. He did a lot of work. He worked with us. Everything was so genuine. Forever grateful for him, bro, honestly.
Sure.
But as far as my mindset prior to launching Oracle, I didn't know what exactly I want to do, whether it was trading or it was going to be e-commerce, something like that. I just know a 9-to-5 was not it. It was not it for me. like bro, like it's just not for me. So I just need to know what it was going to be to take me to $100,000. And honestly, I wasn't really thinking too much about the money when Oracle came about. I was more so thinking about, I got to help everybody out. When I seen what a bot can do, its true potential, things like that, I'm like, yo, for the people back home or people in Dominican Republic or in different countries, like this is something that's going to help them out tremendously. And I feel like this is something that they need. So when I took the money factor out of it, I feel like that's when everything started to blow because everything that we were doing was really, really genuine. As a company, the way we were moving, everything was just out of love. The money came after. So I feel like if I was chasing the money at first, I feel like it wouldn't be what it is today. And that's what we really stand on. It's just genuine transparency. Everything's just, we move out of love, honestly.
It's amazing what you guys doing. You mentioned Oracle at EA. Just for the people out there, there's a lot of people out there who are not going to know what EA is. So if you don't mind explaining it more in depth, like what it is, that way for the people who's watching, they know what you're talking about.
No, most definitely. So an EA is basically an expert advisor. It's essentially a trading robot that'll place buy and sell trades in the market for you. My main reason, or the reason why I love it is because I have a son. I'm a full-time father. So just the fact that I can be a full-time daddy to my son, and I can just let the bot run its own and make me money, and that's perfect. Especially when you're doing 10%, 20% a month, and you're on a funded account with FTMO or My Forex Funds. That's $8,000 to $16,000 per month. That's life-changing money right there. Especially for people in other countries, like the results will speak for itself. You know what I mean? And I feel like what we have right now is just something it's gonna be around for a while. We're seeking longevity in this company, and I'm honestly just super excited for everything because it's only been about a month and a half now. We haven't even we haven't done anything that we really want to do. You know, we're still aiming for 7 figures as a company, and we still want to grow. We still want to hire more people and provide, you know, job opportunities for people, especially in other countries as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. And what's crazy all about it is, like you said, as traders, as we all know, experience all the times, things happen, things come up, and we're not always to be able to charge. Sometimes there might be a day you're tired. Being a trader is mentally can be exhausting. A lot of
not even
people
just
don't.
that. My fault, bro. I don't want to cut you off, bro. I'm sorry for that, but not even just that, bro. Let's just face it. Everybody's lazy, right? People, not everybody wants to learn the skill. People don't want to, take the time out to run it up on themselves and grind it out and become a savage and rob the markets for 100K, like we're trying to do it. You get it? People don't have the time for that, and two, people just love simplicity, right?
Mhm.
People love, simple things. When things are simple, when things are easy, people, everybody gets along, right? Everybody's happy, there's not much, there's not much stress on everybody's plate. So, that's kind of, another factor as to why, we're doing this, EA thing as well.
And it takes off a lot of the psychology with trading. I noticed too, when I have an EA and I know in the back of my head, I'm already making money, I don't got to force a trade. So I feel like having an EA that's putting out results and you know that you're going to make money from it, when it comes to you trading, I don't got to take 30 trades a day, or I don't feel forced to take a trade. Like if I don't like it, I don't like it, and it's on to the next one. So I feel like it honestly helps, it helps people be a better trader as well. Just subconsciously, that's what it does.
Yeah, man, that's actually good. Psychology is very number one in trading. And Gio, you being a big known trader out here, since we're on the trading topic, what's one gem that you have out there for, in any of those traders, any of those people who want to become a trader, not necessarily just a trader, but an entrepreneur, because as you said, EE overall isn't just focused on one thing. You have multiple things going on. So,
No, for sure. I feel like one thing that makes a lot of people fail in the trading industry is that they need trading to work, or they have to go back. They have to back trace. And what I mean by that is a lot of people quit their jobs, right, way too early. They quit their jobs in maybe the 3rd month of them learning how to trade, and they're expecting, okay, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to live off of this. I'm going to grind it 24/7. But the thing about it is you got to have some income coming in while learning how to trade. And I feel like EAs, I'm going to be completely transparent with you guys. I personally haven't ran a bot just yet. Reason being is because I trade full time. I do this as a career. That's just like if you were telling a YouTuber or a gamer, if you were trying to compare a gamer that plays the game all day and somebody that has a job. Like the gamer that plays all day, of course, is going to be on the game all day, and the person with the job is going to play 1 to 2 hours a day. So for me, I have the time to trade, right? And essentially, I feel like what the future of trading is going to be, it's going to be all automated. My mentor tells me this all the time. Shout out Lewis Neal. But tells me this all the time. You need to find something that makes money in your sleep, because in the trading industry, there's risk involved, right? As far as you trading your account, there's risk involved, right? And at a point in time, it's going to be a point to where it's only automated. Everybody is trading automated. And that, I believe that's the future, is automated trading. And I feel like what that does for you as a trader and entrepreneur, it gives you that peace of mind that you need to take yourself to the next level. Because again, people try to do it way too early. And if you have something that's, giving you profits on the back end, of course, that's definitely the future of trading, is going to be automation. And then again, not to get off topic, my gem is, to not rely on trading so much until trading overtakes that primary income. That's essentially the message I want to get across.
I feel like that's a big thing right there.
Yeah, exactly. It's really a big thing, and thank you for the gem. And I feel like anybody who's watching this, take it seriously. This is a successful entrepreneur. And, I feel like when, you become successful as well, is when you're making money in your sleep. I feel like that's very important because, like I said, things happen in life. And if you're making, every wealthy person is making money in their sleep. whatever they're doing. I believe in that 100% because if not, then they wouldn't be who they are, right?
Yeah,
You know,
like
You gotta have more than one. Well, honestly, more than like four different sources of income. Honestly,
yeah, and to like what Gio said, like, quitting the job too early, like, like that's the mistake, like I made, like, and just, take that from me as well, because I lived, the experience, like, I quit, my job, like not even, 3 months, I quit my job like a week in.
I was there too.
Like, you get it?
I was there too.
It's
that's the thing with Justin though. Like he's not afraid to he's not afraid to sacrifice. That's one thing I love and I admired about Justin because when it comes to a business partner, it's like if things are going slow, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like if we didn't put in those sales like our first, second week, are you gonna stop and quit? You know what I mean? With Justin, it's like we could have no sales the first 2 weeks. He's still gonna grind it out regardless. And I know for a fact he's gonna be 110% with me on this business. So
for sure.
it's all love for Justin. Like if I could have like the best business partner put into like one little bundle, like he's perfect. I have no complaints. It's a nice little teddy bear, he's perfect, man.
That's also what you just spoke on. That's also an issue that I deal with whenever working with companies, is that the first 2 weeks, maybe you don't get any sales, right? This is business, you know what I mean? Maybe the first 2 weeks you don't get any sales, and then what they take it as is my business model doesn't work, or me as manager of their business, I'm not doing my job correctly, or they just give up, right? And essentially every single business needs time to build up, because the fast businesses that rise overnight, they fall like that overnight. And not even just in business, that's in life as well. Let's take a look at Luna, right? Luna shot up crazy. I know Chris and Justin, you guys speak on that. Luna shot up crazy. Everybody was getting in, but just as fast as it shot up, we were back at 1 cent or whatever it came down to. So you know what I mean? It's essentially like that. Like if you're building from a foundation, I know we did numbers pretty fast. $100,000 in sales in 1 month is quick, but people don't understand what happened before that. People don't understand that these guys were working with another community and helping them build their EA, right, for free. These guys weren't getting any pay, right? So whenever I saw that we had a foundation there where these guys have experience. These guys know how to set up the VPSs. They know how to set people's bottoms. They know how to do set files and all that kind of stuff that goes into the EAs. When I saw that was there, then I knew we could build, right? But essentially, people don't see it like that. People see success overnight, but they don't see how much hours was put into that. I'm going to give you guys an example. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant practiced so much. He was in the gym before everybody. He was doing 8 to 10 hours a day. He would go in for a session. He would go eat. He would go rest, and he would go again, right? And all that led up to how he played in the games, right? An NBA game is not too long. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it should be like around an hour, right? If that, right? But you got to think about it. If he's doing 8 to 10 hours every day of practicing, right? And then he shined in a game, which is only an hour long, people are going to see it like it was overnight success, but no, there was work put in before that, right? And that's essentially what happened with this business here. Like I explained prior, these guys had a foundation. They had a foundation. They had a winning product, right? And whenever I can see a formula like that, that's the formula to success: a foundation, a winning product, and consistency, right? That's the triangle of success that I always explain to all of my clients. So yeah, essentially, you can't give up on your first 2 weeks or your first month or your first 2 months or even a year. I've seen companies that haven't been in profit for a full year, right? If you're watching this and you're interested in starting up your own company and you want to learn more about these kind of companies, YouTube, the Lion's Den, I believe, Shark's Den. I don't remember. It's a show where people go and they pitch their business, right? They pitch.
Oh yeah, I think. Yeah, what is it called? It's called like Shark Cage or something like that. Shark Tank.
Yeah, Shark Tank is one of them. The one that I watch, I think it's called the Lion's Den. I don't remember what it is. It's overseas. But essentially everybody that goes up there is usually in debt, or everybody that goes up there, on the first year, they're expected to end in a loss, right? And you got to think about that's before the business even launches. They already know the first year I'm going to be in a loss, right? So business is all about consistency. That's why 1 out of 7 businesses fail. right? Because people don't have that consistency, they don't have that drive in them, and they don't have, really that hunger to build a business. And essentially, you're going to come across a lot of businesses that have the potential to do that, but the people behind it, there's no foundation there. For example, Oracle EA, right? If they would have launched the business, they made their $100,000 in sales. You guys got to understand the power behind $100,000. $100,000, these guys could have easily got offline. They could have easily got a funded account if they wanted to, ran the EA, and they're set for life, right? What about everybody that they sold the EA to? And if people are having problems, then, essentially everybody's left with something that that's not giving them what they want because they don't know what to do with it, right? And these guys, they actually stood behind their product. They helped people out, and everybody wanted, these features added on. And that's where 2.0 is going to come in, where the features got added on. Of course, you guys know everything in this industry and everything in the world costs money to do, right? What people don't understand is that behind building this new bot was over $25,000. People don't see that. You know what I mean? So for the existing members, what they did was they were like, okay, we got a brand new system. We built the last system. We made it better because the last system was not bad, and I can confirm to that as well. The last system was not bad. It's just people did not want to take the time to figure it out, right? So having a conversation with Chris and Justin a couple of weeks ago, they were like, we got to make it to where people don't even have to try. You know what I mean? We're gonna have these set files. We're gonna have these settings. They don't have to, lift a finger. All they got to do is set up the bot, which these guys guide them to do, and then let it run. It's got all the options they need. And I'll let you, Chris, speak more on that.
Yeah, most definitely. It took a lot of time, a lot of work, and basically everything that like you just said, everything that every single person wanted, we made sure that we got it done and then some. We improved the whole algorithm. We fixed all glitches. There's gonna be no more glitches. Everything. Like it's going to be super, super easy and set in stone. And then on top of that, there's a lot of work. Like this is the thing with EAs. And I really want to go into this into a video, but I'm going to mention it here first. But with EA trainings, it's kind of like this, you're going to have somebody that's a lot more experienced with EAs, and he's going to put out $10,000 in a night. It is what it is. And then you're going to have new beginner EAs, and they're like putting out 1,000 or 2,000. And they're going to be like, how do I get to $10,000? This guy did it. What are your settings? And it's like, doesn't necessarily work like that. You know what I mean? You don't know how long this person was running the bot. You don't know what hours, what session, his lot sizes, his account size, number one. So, and it kind of goes like this. I want people to, and even like people who are new to EAs, this information is going to apply to anything. Like this is gold right here. So you want to take EAs kind of like Forex, like Forex trading. You're going to have, let's say, Trade with Gio. He's trading on a 7-figure account. I'm not going to be able to put out those results that he's putting out because I'm not there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm funded, but I'm not funded as much as he is, or I don't have that capital that he does. You know what I mean? So I can't compare my results to his results. And the same rules apply for EAs. I can't compare, somebody can't compare their results to my results because we're two different people. You know what I mean? Like I'm more experienced than the new person coming into this business. So that's like the main thing that I would love to like express to anybody that's getting into EAs, anybody that just bought an EA, whether it's mine or another company's. You can never really compare your results. The only thing you can do is just keep learning and keep getting better at it. So you can, understand what each setting is, how to apply it, take the information that you're seeing, the results that you're seeing, how to switch it up, make it better. But again, like, everything with 2.0 is going to be beginner friendly. I could take.
Let me ask you this. Everything he just mentioned about learning how to do these settings and all this kind of stuff. What will 2.0 do differently so people can customize it how they want? With the set files and stuff. What's going to be different from the 1.0 to the 2.0?
Well, first of all, like 2.0 has like a lot of new settings. 1.0 was just like, all right, you had the basic settings, but like 2.0 is a lot more configurable. You can literally customize anything to the bot. My bot and your bot could be two totally bot. It could be completely different. It could run different, have different results. And that's what I love about it, because I want something that's good for the beginners and then super great for the people who are more experienced with it and want to tweak it their own. And, you have that ability to do that with 2.0, which is something you couldn't really do with 1.0. So 2.0 is honestly, for the people who are experienced, you're going to love it. For the beginners, you're going to love it even more. It's going to be a whole new world of Forex and trading and things like that. It's unbelievable the numbers that the bot puts out. And we're going to have a little mini course, basically explaining what each setting is, how you can take the information that you're looking at and being able to flip it around into like what to tweak out and things like that. So by us having our beginners course, I feel like there's going to be a lot less issues than what we had in the original Oracle. It's honestly something that a lot of people are going to love and appreciate, because we put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, I just think like, not only think, I know, 2.0 is going to be, a lot more, self-sufficient. People are going to be able to, put out results without, really having to do too much. And like Chris said, like, that mini course is going to be, the cherry on top of the, package, because, we're going to simplify things. We're going to simplify things to, like the teeth, like, it's going to get to the point, like, if you're asking me, or us a question, it better be, kind of a very important one, because all the information that anybody ever going to need is going to be in that course, and all the features that you can possibly ever think of, like, it's in REA. Literally, like, it has so many advanced features in different sections that, for people that, have this thing for EAs, like, they're gonna go crazy. Like, it's gonna be like Christmas to them. And for the beginners and for the new users, like, oh, like, it's gonna be, Hanukkah for them. Like, it's just, everybody's gonna be celebrating. Okay, it's gonna be a win-win for everybody.
Another thing too that really stands out between our bot and a lot of other bots. Every year you're always gonna hear people say, trade only certain days, avoid the news, only trade during consolidation. It's cool, it's basic. We all know that. Everybody knows that. But with our bot, you can trade 7 days a week. You can trade all day if you really wanted to. And on top of that, you could trade consolidations, you could trade the trends, and you can we have this breakout feature where it'll trade within a certain like kind of like a support and resistance. It'll trade within it until it breaks out, and you can customize that where that support is and where that resistance is. So we have a lot of new features, and honestly, our bot's going to stand out just because of the fact that you can trade with the trend, and on top, and you can even catch those breakouts if you play it the right way, which is really, really dope. I think everybody's going to love it, honestly.
Yeah, it's amazing what you guys got going on. And there's a lot of EAs out there. There's a lot of different brands, and I know that for sure. And for the people watching, I know you guys, who are experienced with EAs. There's a lot of brands. But for me, as I can see everything, you guys have something great. I don't think anybody else is putting where they have a course. Like Gio mentioned earlier, 100K, you can do a lot with it. If they wanted to, they could have just ran with the money, left, and you would not know who these guys are anymore. But these guys took their time, for the extra mile. And I feel like in the business, one important key is customer service, customer satisfaction. If you have people who are buying your product and they're excited and they feel comfortable and they get access to the CEO, I feel like that's, who doesn't want to buy from that? And it's really amazing, and I know you, Chris, and I know you, Justin, you guys have a great friendship. I can definitely see it. I know everybody's watching this can definitely see that friendship. How did you guys get to know each other? What was your process behind the Oracle 2.0 coming up? But before we talk about 2.0, how you guys, I know you guys already talked the foundation on it, what you guys got coming out. What was 1.0? What was the start of it? For everything for you guys.
Well,
I'll take that one.
Yeah. Well, so basically, what kind of led up to Oracle, was basically, so Chris had gotten, to a situation, he had finally, I was finally able, to like talk to him and see him and everything like that. So, basically, we were just, game planning, since that started. And then what happened was, I was currently working at LA Fitness around, I'll say January. All right. Yeah. January. So then February, I took this trip, to DR and everything like that. But before I had took that trip, me and Chris found out about this, bot company called, IPC. Right. So, we found out about that, and, we saw, how many people were doing it, and everything like that. And we saw that there was a demand. All right. And we're like, this is, people love this thing, people are loving it, it's making everybody profits and everything like that. But, we were still kind of, iffy on the whole, like company thing. Right. We were like, how can, we provide people with just, their own version, their own EA, and, they don't have to pay any, upfront fee, other than just, buying the bot. So that happened. And then I was coming back from DR, we were just talking about like this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna, we're gonna start this EA business. We're gonna do a lot of heavy testing. And when I get back, basically it was to come back to work. That was the plan, and that's kind of what happened, right? And ever since then it's just been up, and I've been grateful that we've been able to stick together through this road, and really game plan, and really trust each other, because with a lot of this, it takes trust, right? It takes trust, to know that the person that you're trusting isn't going to let you down. And I know for a fact, I don't want to let Chris down, and Chris doesn't want to let me down. And just to have that, man, is incredible. But Chris can give you his side of the story.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I feel like trust is just really, really big in business. Trust. Also, something I want to go over earlier too is like reinvesting your money into your business. I feel like that's key right there. If you just take the money and kind of just run with it, and you're not reinvesting into your business, how can your business get any better? You know what I mean? There's always room for improvement, no matter what you have, regardless. Like, even no matter what type of business you're in, you can always improve somewhere. And, financially, if you reinvest your money, you're going to, it's going to pay off. And that's pretty much what we did with Oracle 2.0. Took a lot of heavy investing, but we did it. We got it done. And honestly, I just can't wait for everybody to have it tested and just get the results flowing. I feel like once the results start kicking in, that's really where we're gonna hit our 7-figure year. By the end of the year, we're looking to scale this business to 7 figures.
I feel like it's gonna come all through a domino effect. You're gonna have that's how my personal business came about. Is I had one success story, right? And then we went from there. Right. And I feel like that's essentially what's going to be the future of Oracle 2.0 is once that one person comes into the business after launch, right? They see the power of this EA, and they tell somebody, right? That somebody comes in and they see the power of the EA, they tell somebody else. It's going to be a domino effect. Everybody's going to hear about it. And it's going to get to a point in time where I feel like our demand is going to be way bigger than the supply.
Yeah.
Because the difference between this EA and other EAs out there in the market is that this EA is limited. It's unique, it's customizable, and you got a great team behind it, right? What else could you ask from the EA industry? You guys got to understand, for the viewers watching, that the EA industry is not like something that's been around for 5 to 10 years. This is innovation. This is what's new, right? A lot of people are touching the water with the EA stuff, and then they're like, okay, nah, I don't want to be a part of it. And that's where you have companies that have these clients, right, where they bought EAs, and now the clients are just sitting there with no information. The CEOs don't even talk to anybody about the EAs, don't even want to be known with the EAs, because this is a fresh market, and it takes balls to actually face up to your issues. If you have somebody that's not getting results, it takes balls to go up to them and say, okay, let's fix it together, rather than walk away, block them on social media and stuff like that. So I feel like in an industry where this is just fresh, the demand is going to be way higher than the supply. And then therefore, what we'll have to do as a company is going to have to be to raise the price. Personally, for my business, I started out teaching for $100 for a 4-hour session, 4-hour boot camp, right? 1 month down the road, I was completely booked out for $100, right? And I was taking 4 spots per day, and I was completely booked out. So that I was like, dang, I have so many people wanting to learn. I have people telling me, bro, I'll pay you double what they paid so you can give me a spot in there, right? So then I raised it to 250, right? From 250, we booked out a month in advance. So I was like, okay, I think 300 will be the line where we're not going to be fully booked out, but the people that want to learn are going to learn.
Yeah.
And essentially booked out again, right? So what I did was like, there's a crazy demand, right? There's a crazy demand. So I raised my price again to 400. But what I did now is I created more supply, right? I created more supply. I hired people to teach, right? Not only myself, we can handle this volume, right? So essentially, that is where this company is going to lead as well. And I'll let you guys discuss about that. What's you guys pre-launch cost? What's you guys retail cost? And let's say that we had volume that we couldn't handle. What do you guys see the price going up to? If so, and yeah, I'll let you guys speak on that.
Yeah, so most definitely. So right now, we offered everybody that was in Oracle 1.0, the original, $100 to get in and lock that price, which honestly is still this again, this bot. Yeah, it's a lot of money. We got a lot of backlash for that, but I feel like when they see the product and they understand it, they'll get it, So it's $100 for existing members. Right now, currently, if people want to pre-order it, it's gonna be $495, so basically $500. And then when we do launch in mid-June, it's going to be $1495. So it's going to be a $1,500 bot. We're raising the price not only because it's a good bot, but we want to filter out those. We want to filter out people that are just like trying to buy an EA and experiment with it, and we want to deal with more experienced people who know what an EA is and they know what they're buying into. I feel like it's gonna help. I feel like that was one of the issues that we had. Our bot was really, inexpensive at the time, the first time around, and it brought a lot of people that were expecting crazy results and crazy, expectations.
Yeah.
But
because this is the thing, yeah, my fault, bro. Like this is the thing, like when changing the price to 1,500, like that's a different filter of customers now, because when the price is cheap, people aren't, really scared to lose, like $300 and get it. You get it. So now when, it's $1,500, now we're talking about, serious and big investors and people that won't really, expect something from this and want to put the, time into this thing. But, that's, my little part. Chris,
and honestly, bro, that's just what the bot's worth. If, reality, if I could put it for 3,000, I would honestly put it to 3,000. Like, I feel like that's what it would be worth because it's totally customizable, configurable. You can, like my bot, your bot, Gio's bot, Bert's bot, it could all be different. We could have the same bot, same engine, but the settings could be completely different and we could have crazy results. Gio might put out 10,000 in a night. Bert might put out 25,000 a night. Justin, you could probably put 7. I might put 2.
Let me cut you off before you go even further. Said something earlier about you guys are pricing your retail price at what it is because you want to deal with the more experienced audience. But for the viewer watching this, if you've never done EAs, I want to break it down to you on what they meant by that. So if you've never done EAs, yes, we can work with you, right? You can definitely purchase the EA. What they mean is we're trying to filter out the people that are coming in just to see what it's about and leaving. We want to work with the people that are interested in coming in, learning about the EA industry, profiting. Of course, number one goal is for everybody to profit and get funded, right? But if you've never done EAs before, yes, you can purchase the EA. There's going to be a lot of help resources for you. We just do not want to work with people that are coming in just to test whatever, we've got going on. And if they feel like it's too complicated, if they feel like, whatever they feel like and they don't want to do it anymore, we don't want to deal with those kind of people. So that's a little bit about that. And then Chris, for my followers, I have a decent following on Instagram. If they want to get your EA, will there be a promo code that they can use on my end so they can get a discount?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You can put Gio, and then we'll put a number. I'll have you post it on your Instagram so we can keep them updated.
You got it. Nah, yeah. So it's gonna be Gio and then capital EE.
Yeah. I like that. And we'll give you guys a hefty discount, honestly. People in Elevation Empire, my family, your family, it's all one big happy family. Most definitely.
Yeah, that's very exciting, And I know you guys were mentioning about 2.0 and the pricing and everything. I'm pretty sure everyone, wants to know a little bit about more of Oracle EA 1.0 as myself, what was your pricing for Oracle 1.0 and how did you scale to 100K? Because that's amazing, man. That still surprises me to this day,
So we had Oracle 1.0. Initially, it was at 300, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Justin. 300.
Oh yeah, beta.
We had a beta version because I was posting the results. I'm like, this is gonna be launching soon. This is what I'm doing with my results. And again, I was already catering to a whole nother EA community for free. So those people were looking at, all right, what are you doing? What is this? You know what I mean? So people were like, I want it now. Like, I got the money. I want to give it to you now. Can I get it? And I'm like, yeah, you got to wait because I'm still testing it. So I was like, all right, we're going to do a beta version. You guys who are buying it are going to understand, like, we're still in beta. We haven't launched yet. So whatever your results are, that's your results. We're not giving out any settings. You guys are buying it because you want it right now and can't literally wait. So that's what happened. We kept the same price when we launched. I think we probably put like $350, an extra $50, something like that. And then after that, when we got the website up and running, we started charging $7.95 for the bot. Then we had like little sales here and there. We had a Mother's Day sale that brought in like 10,000 in a day, which was, I was like, wow.
It was a good day. It was a good day that day.
Really, and I put it out. I remember I was at the mall and I'm like, oh shoot, it's Mother's Day. And I didn't even know. I was just with my brother and he was like, oh, can you help me get a gift for my mom? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, oh shoot, I forgot it's Mother's Day. I was like, yo, Justin, we got to do a Mother's Day sale. And we put the coupon code and posted it. It went crazy. So on a daily basis, like we were pulling in a couple $1,000, every single day, like daily type wise, whether it was through crypto payments, Stripe, PayPal, Apple Pay. We were taking every single payment method. If you wanted it and you had the money, we were going to figure it out. But again, as to how and why we made it to $100,000 so quick, it's just the results were crazy. People were loving the fact that we could trade 7 days per week. People that have EAs, you can't trade 7 days per week. It's not really recommended. So by us saying, you can do it safely 7 days a week, that was crazy. And then on top of that, people were reposting the results, loving it, seeing it. It just word of mouth, honestly, word of mouth and social media was just really key. But when you have a product that does what it's supposed to do, it's going to blow up. And even though we had a lot of issues in between and things like that, we still blew up and we persevered. We persevered right through it. We pushed right through it and everything was just straightforward and people loved it. Now, again, imagine 2.0. 1.0 was good. 2.0 is great. It's the next big thing. So again, that's why I'm saying that 2.0 is going to bring us to 7 figures. And I can't wait. Honestly, I'm excited.
Yeah. It's really crazy, that you said that, that 1.0 is good. And, I feel like every business goes through trial and error. And I feel like you learn something that way when you launch the second product, well, not the second product, sorry, 2.0, it's going to be great where, like you said, to the point where, how you mentioned earlier, it's going to be easy for everybody.
Yeah, because we already know, like, what we're going to be dealing with now. We know the type of people.
That was the thing. And this is why I like to tell people that, me personally, I love to fail. Right, because like you should want to wake up. You should want to wake up 1 week and just fail the whole week because throughout all those failures, you're just gonna learn, everything, all the lessons that you took. If you're taking those losses as lessons. So really, I'm glad that we failed because now we see exactly how we need to operate and the things that we weren't paying too much attention to that we should have been paying attention to and things of that sort and stuff like that.
And a lot of people, they were like, you guys just launched Oracle 1.0. Why? It's only been a month. How come you guys are doing Oracle 2.0? And I'm like, why not? like why not? It's literally we're showing you guys that we're working to make a better product. Why am I going to keep Oracle 1.0 if it's not performing at its best and we have another product that can easily outdo it? Why would I not put it up?
Let me speak on that as well. So I have seen in the Oracle community that people were like, you guys use us as quote unquote lab rats to test out your product. And let me tell you guys something even further than that on the business industry. In the business industry, you never know what's going to work and what's not going to work until you try it, right? I'll give you guys an example here. Apple, right? Apple releases something, and if there's something that they can do better, they're going to make you buy a brand new phone, right? For retail price. You don't get no discount. I have the 13 Pro Max. The 14 Pro Max comes out tomorrow with night vision camera, and I want that. They're not going to give me a discount because I have the 13. You know what I mean? So what these guys did was give the existing members a discount to the brand new product that's even better, right? Whereas you got these large multi-million, billion-dollar corporations that are not going to do that for you, right? You're going to have to pay full retail price. Personally, this came out of them being nice because personally, me, I would have charged everybody that $1,500. I'm not even going to lie. That's really what I would have done because me being in the business industry for these past 2 years, I've learned that nobody cares about you in the business industry. You know what I mean? Realistically, you're not going to find a lot of CEOs that actually care about their clients, right? So when I chose to work with these guys, that was the difference. That was when I knew that this company is going to scale up to $100,000 company, $1 million company, and then so on and so forth, because we have CEOs that actually care about their people, right? And a lot of people, they're looking at this in different perspectives. They're looking at it like these guys want to charge $100 more so they can make some more money. No, bro, $100 is not a lot of money, bro. To the average person, it is. Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. You guys got to understand, we're traders. $100, we can make that in 15 seconds, realistically. You know what I mean? Exactly. So that's not a crazy amount of money. People look at it as the wrong perspective because that's what suits their ego, right? You got to look at situations from both perspectives. As you guys know, the rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, a lot of people don't know why his name is 6ix9ine. His name is 6ix9ine because whenever you look at his name on one side and the other, right, each side has a different perspective. If you look at a 6, if we put a 6 in front of me and Chris right now, he's going to see a 9 and I'm going to see a 6, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm right and he's right. But since I see a 6, I don't understand his perspective. I don't see how he sees a 9 when I see a 6. And I know I see a 6, right? So I'm going to be telling him you're a liar and you're wrong and this and that because I don't see his perspective. And I feel like people need to see that in this business industry. We don't know what's going to work until we release it. And if we're trying to make it better and we're trying to give you a discount to the better product, then take it and just be grateful.
Honestly, because again, like that's a $1,500 buy. And I was honestly gonna put it up more to $3,000 because I feel like that's what it's really worth.
For sure.
But I'm not, I'm not too much in it for the money. I'm just trying to give people a product. But yeah, that was a perfect analogy. I like the way you really said that. Yeah, and it's true. People need to understand both sides of everybody's perspective. That's dope.
I agree with that too, and how Jill was saying, sometimes some people see one thing where in reality, you're not trying to do it for that motive. Everyone has a motive, everyone has a story on why they started it. And like Gio mentioned, like Apple, they're launching something tomorrow. I didn't even know that, which is crazy, but
that was just an analogy. I don't know that they're launching that.
Oh, okay.
I was like night vision. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that'd be dope. That'd be dope. But nah, that's an analogy.
You might have given a cool idea.
Yeah, overall, that's probably somebody's gonna watch this and be like, hey, let's have night vision on Apple. But the same thing, the same thing is true though. These big companies don't give you discounts. These guys are rising stars, and they're willing to do that. They're willing to care, and that's something that you don't find every day.
The thing is too is like what got me upset was a lot of people, people complain, obviously it is what it is, business. Yeah. But what got me more upset was like a lot of the people that were complaining were people that I was helping. I was looking at the names. I'm like, all right. Well, I was like, well, you didn't even pay full price because I gave it to you half off of $350. So I was like, you're complaining. I was like, all right, that's cool. I don't understand. Then another people was like people from another country. They were paying a lot less. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'll give it to you at your country's price. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to work with people and I'm gonna understand I understand everybody. If you come to me and you say, yo, can you hold it? Cause I get paid in 2 weeks. I got you. It's not that big of a deal. Like I'm that type of person. I help people. I love giving back. So when people were giving me, some backlash, I was like, really? Like I helped you, and you. And on top of that, I was running extra Zooms when I didn't have to, when they bought a whole nother buy and they got scammed from that, but I was still helping them out. You know what I'm saying? Giving people pointers and how to run their EAs. So, I feel like it is what it is. You can't please everybody, but all you could do is just keep going and keep working and keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. And me as a CEO and Justin as a co-CEO, we do what we got to do, and we put, I don't want to swear, but we put the BS to the side. You know what I mean? And we keep it pushing no matter what.
For
And
sure, bro.
I think that's one of like our greatest strengths in this business. It's just being able to put things to the side and keep working and keep grinding and never stopping.
Yeah, I feel like whenever your product, when you know as a CEO, when you know your product is worth, because put it in perspective, knowledge is worth millions, you know?
Yeah.
Like for example, like we get a conversation with like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, you know, them one little dime is worth billions because they have the reputation for it. And
Mhm.
you know, it's crazy to me, you know, how you mentioned that a lot of times these businesses go through the people who actually care, as yourself, the CEOs who actually care, try to help people out in different ways, and people don't always appreciate it. But it's always fine, you know, you learn from those mistakes and you move on forward,
Mhm.
you know, and I feel like it kind of sucks, but as entrepreneurs, that's what it is, right?
That's what it is.
And you just got to go through it.
Just
But
push through it.
it's for me as being an entrepreneur as well. It's kind of nice being in an environment where you know people truly care, and it's not like for show or for the media. You know, like a lot of entrepreneurs do. You know, I'm not trying to throw shade, but that's just the world we live in, right?
That's
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
And it's amazing what you guys are doing, you know, and you know you guys are running it up. But Gio, man, I know you know you've been helping these guys a lot, man. I wanted to get your input. I know the audience wants to know, you know, your thought process because you know you always have two sides of the story, but in this case we have three. You know, three different views. So, what was your view on everything when them coming to you? Like, what was your thought? And I feel like that's interesting, man.
We're speaking about when before Oracle even became a thing.
Yeah, exactly. Before Oracle became to like Oracle 2.0, you know.
Cool. So yeah, so I had a conversation with Chris, and he was telling me about, because I told him that I knew how to code, right? And he was like, "Can you code a bot for me?" And I was like, "No, I can't. I've never really done it. I've worked with people around it. Like I know the ins and outs of a bot. You know, I'm not a rookie to this industry. I wouldn't be helping these guys out if I didn't understand what it was, right? But I've never coded a bot, right? So I was like, "You want to code a bot?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I want to scale it, you know, and make it an actual business." And then he was telling me about how him and Justin were helping this community of another EA that had gotten like left in the dirt where their CEO was not helping them. There was no customer support. So I'm over here thinking, yeah, we got a foundation, cool. So I was like, we need to come up with a name, right? So Chris was telling me about how in the past he had wanted to do a was it an EA that you wanted to do named it Oracle?
Yeah,
Uh,
correct.
and it didn't come about, right? So I was like, okay, let's make it happen, right? So what we did was we started off with, we need a logo, right? That's number one. Like we cannot have a business without having a face to it or a logo. So we created a logo, right? The logo was simply a bot. We went with the black and purple color scheme, which I felt like was really, really, really dope. And yeah, then after that, we were like, okay, we need a website, right? So we created the website. And mind you guys, this was all while the actual EA was getting tested this whole time. Like it had the time span between these events is kind of big, right? And between these events, we had the actual EA coded by another developer. And then people don't understand that in order for this EA to even come alive, it had to have been coded. There had to have been money invested into the EA. So if everything would have flawed, you know, today we wouldn't be having this conversation because these guys would be in a negative, right? And that's what business is. You got to take those risks. But we built a website. We built a community. So everything was ready to go. And I was like, okay, formula from earlier. We got a foundation, we got a winner product, and we got consistency. I knew they were going to be consistent because anybody that works with me, like people got to understand when you work with me, you're paying a good price because of my team. You know, I know what my team can do. My team has scaled multiple companies to 6 figures, 7 figures. I've worked with a lot of companies that are already at 6 and 7 figures, right? So I knew these guys want to work with me, then we're going to get it done, right? So we did that first couple of days. What was you guys' sales the first week of launching Oracle?
First week,
Yeah, I would have to, look
yeah,
back.
I would say upwards of 10,000 upwards.
Yeah. Like around there.
I would have to literally double check.
Anywhere between like 8 to 12K.
Because like I had said before, like when you take the money aspect out of it, you're gonna grow exponentially. So
Sure.
I wasn't really paying attention too much. It was more so because you gotta understand, I was running Zoom calls back to back. Me and Justin, we're helping everybody, and as I'm helping people on the Zoom call, I'm like, all right, hold on, bro, give me like 2 seconds. I'm doing this transaction. I'm like, all right, cool, boom, boom, send that one out. All right, back to you, boom, 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 and we, all day. So I really couldn't keep track. I had to literally look at my bank statement, and then I was like, oh shoot. So that's what we did.
What'd you buy with your first 6 figures? 2020 TLX. You could
2020 accurate TLX. Now people might be like, all right, that's a liability. But one of the big things that I feel like that was dope was it was a 2020 accurate TLX, 15,000 miles. So it's a baby car. But it got hit on the side. So we rebuilt it. And then, obviously that's a $40,000 car. I really got it for like 2025. And then I got that. And then I also got a little bike for myself too. The bike was, I got it. It's worth like 10,000. I got it for like 7,500. So I could ride my bike, ride my car. And when I need to sell it, or if anything, it's an asset because I'm making more money on it, to be honest.
Backtrack 2 months ago. Would you think that 2 months from now you would actually have a car, a bike?
At this time, no. I knew it was. I didn't think it was gonna happen so fast, but I knew that it was gonna happen soon. And even through all the BS that I had gone through, especially like months before, I don't want to get too much into it, but I was away for a little bit. I couldn't, and in that situation, a lot of people would ask themselves, what am I gonna do now? When your record gets messed up, you can't get a job. It's like, what am I gonna do now? I always knew Forrest was in, I always had Forrest in the back of my head, but it was just like the idea of me having money and stuff, it felt so far-fetched. And I was like, I don't think I'll be able to do it. But I stayed positive, came out, started pushing, and just kept grinding. And honestly, just the grind nonstop, you can do anything. As long as you have a good idea, you take it and run, and you keep holding on to it until you make it to where you want to go.
Facts.
Mhm.
Sure.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And I feel like sometimes whenever you how can I put it? When like how you said, the money is so far fetched and it's there, I feel like it's okay to reward yourself, because sometimes a lot of times what happens is entrepreneurs, you work, make all this money, but it's just sitting there. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and I get it, you can leave for your future generation and so on and so forth. But I feel like as an entrepreneur, it's cool to be like, hey, I got the money. Why not buy me a nice car? Why not buy me, as you see, Gio, iced out, man? Why not? Why not? Because I feel like with every purchase, there's a meaning. You don't just buy to buy. Like, I feel like if you buy to buy, you're just, I don't know what you're thinking, but like everything is meaning, like a car, like, you
Yeah, and that's the thing to me, bro. Like I kind of struggle with like rewarding myself, because like you said, like entrepreneurs, like we just think work, and pretty much not doing anything about the money. Like you said, like I have funds stacked up that I'm really just not spending. I'm really just not spending money. Like I have a few goals that I have a few things that I want to do before I actually start to reward myself, like paying off my school loan, and getting ready to pack up and get out of my mom's basement, and just a couple of small things before I go out and buy the plain Jane, and I go out and spend 10K on the chain. I feel like I'm big on priorities, right? I don't want to be the guy that gets a little money and then I go broke for materialistic things.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I've been in this game for 3 years. Like, when I tell you, and y'all can add it up. The 50K challenges on FTMO, how much? Like 390, 400.
Yep.
I felt like 50 of them. I mean, not 50. Sorry, 15. I felt like 15 of them. Yo, I remember like at one point I was on the COVID unemployment, And I was just like every week I was like, all right, this is the one. And then the next week, fuck, I blow it. This is the one. And then the next week, yo, I remember I was working literally. I was working, and then when I got the unemployment, I got like $500 a week. Just kept putting it towards it. Yo, my dad was like, "Yo, you're a gambler. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Yo," I was like, "You don't understand. Like, I'm gonna get this 50K and I'm gonna flip it." And it never worked out. Psychologically, I just, and mentally, I just wasn't there. I wasn't ready for that. But fast forward to today, I'm funded. I got funded by myself before the boss. Like the boss not gonna take that away from me. Like that was hard work right there. that was some hard work. Yeah, but just after blowing FTMO accounts and blowing, God, Justin, probably like literally.
Oh my gosh.
Live accounts 50 to 100. Literally.
Yeah, like,
I was working to flip accounts and it never went my way. And the thing is, I feel like when I first started, I was like, I would have this mentality where I'm like, you know what? If I stayed at a 9 to 5 and I just never traded Forex, I probably could have got a brand new car, or I probably could have got the things that I want, or I could have probably been in an apartment. I probably could have moved out of my mom's apartment. You know what I mean? Like that's how I always looked at it. So then but now that I finally got some funds and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? It's definitely time to reward myself because after all these blown accounts, after my family, people just not believing in me anymore, I was like, I'm gonna get this and that, and that's gonna be my little toys for myself. I'm happy, and I could move on with the business, knowing that I got some nice things out of the way. But that was just me because I feel like it was long overdue. You know what I mean? It's the Forex journey is crazy, and everybody's gonna have their story.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was about to say, bro. Like, yo, people don't, understand, how hard it is, for a trader. Like, Gio, I know, you're successful, and everybody sees, the glitz and the glams of you and this and that. But people, probably don't even understand the amount of hours that you put into your skill and into your craft, and the amounts of money that you invested into yourself. So, when we're doing stuff like that and we're receiving hate on the back end as well, it's hard, right? Because at that, we're already down, and we don't have any support either, right? And nobody else understands what we're doing. So the best thing to do, for any trader out there is find people in your area that are doing or are interested in the same things as you. Like, I'm not gonna, you're gonna build the best relationships, mostly with strangers that are out there, waiting for you. You get it? So that's just how I think of things.
Yeah, I've made more money with strangers than I did with friends.
Literally.
I had to cut off a lot of people, honestly. I feel like when you start to grow, you start to outgrow other people, and it's not nothing personal. It's just more so you can't do the same things that they're doing. It starts, people want to try to compete with you. The jealousy starts coming. I can't do it. And that's why I cut everybody off. I have to stick with Justin, honestly, because I noticed the fake love, man. It's a lot of fake love. A lot of money being spent on BS, which is Justin and just working. And then the other life, I was kind of just BSing, partying, and doing things that I shouldn't have been doing because these were, friends of my past, and, the things I was doing in my past, I was still kind of in that life. And when I realized what was going on and I noticed it, I was like, all right, I got to stop and really just focus 100% on the business. So again, like, it's nothing personal, but, you start to outgrow people and you got to move different. And that's I feel like that's another key to just elevate, like, especially, and you already know, bro, like in Rhode Island, it's tough. You're going to get pressure to do a lot of things, whether it's a party here, a club here, girls, women, like, it's hard. It's hard. So,
and the thing is, we're a very small state. Like, we're a very small state, and like, everybody knows each other, and like, and that's exactly why people don't support you, is because it's you doing it, right? It's your product, it's your website. So, that's just the hardest thing about it.
That's another thing too, and this is some sauce too. No matter what business you're trying to do, maybe New York, because they support the hell out of each other, I noticed, but like in other places, like, you're going to want to start your business off. Me personally, what I recommend is starting it off globally. Don't do it locally because people will hate on you and they will not support you. At least that's what I've experienced.
Yep.
But you start your business off globally. These people are just learning who you are. They're not going to have like like, oh, I grew up.
So,
You know,
so real quick, Chris, like,
yeah.
like when you're telling, the audience, like globally, so like how, like give him a step, on how to, like go that route instead of, locally, like what did you do that, kind of, spread off globally?
Just the power of social media and me being myself and transparent and putting myself out there in different communities and different trading forums and things like that, just getting people to know who I am. But if you're in a different business, let's say you're detailing cars or something, you're gonna want to find those people who are into cars, make you, if you have to, this is the thing, if you're detailing cars and you want people to respect you, you can't be detailing 1999 cars. If you got to rent a Tesla and detail it, or if you got to rent a Lamborghini and just detail it, or detail it for free, do it, because the content that you're going to put out on social media is going to be crazy. And again, if you're detailing cars, that's an investment. If you're into clothes, and you got to send things out to people, obviously it's going to cost you money because you send that out. But if you send it out to people, and I hope and pray that they might post it and stuff, that's advertising right there. And little by little, you just got to find your niche and grow in it. And that's the best thing I could offer it to people. I feel like that's what we did. We made our name in the forex industry and we ran with it, literally.
Mhm.
That's crazy, man. It's like I said, for the audience, man, I would say take these notes and run with it, because these are young guys who really been through the struggles, know the ins and outs, and they're living it, and they're just not living it. They're not chilling. This is just one step. There's multiple steps, And I know you guys were, Justin and Chris, you guys were talking about 2.0 coming out in June. Give us a little bit more on the release date. And
Yeah. So we're aiming right now for around like mid-June. We just want to make sure the bot is running at its best, and it has. Oh,
Yeah, it definitely has been,
my computer froze. My fault. Yeah, no, we want to make, sorry about that. We want to make sure that it's running at its best, and it's been outperforming the last bot, literally outperforming any other bot that I've seen on the markets. It's a crazy bot. It's been doing what it has to do. But again, we want to make sure that we're not going to run into any problems. So literally all the problems that we had in Oracle 1.0, we're making sure that it's not an issue no more. And so far it hasn't. But again, we're still working on custom set files for people. We're still making sure that everything is in line. And again, we're not going to have any issues. But so far, so good. We might even put it out earlier, depending. But it's honestly, it's so far so good. I think Justin had like 5,000 on Bitcoin settings. It was crazy. I did like 2,000 on US 30, and that was just in a day. So if you're using these on prop firm challenge accounts, you do 2,000 per day, you're gonna pass it in what, 5 days?
Yep.
Around there. Yep. Like that's 5 days, and you have a whole 30 days to pass a challenge. That's light. You could even and again, like you can lower the lot size and trade a little bit longer to play it safe, but regardless, you're gonna pass that challenge. And this is why I'm so excited. The first one, people were having some issues. We didn't even have an equity stop, which is crazy. But now we have the equity stop. Now I could proudly say a 95% accuracy of people passing their challenges. And this is going to change the game and change the world. Like another thing too, people who have bots, FTMO was banning it. My Forex funds were banning the bots. That's no longer going to be an issue with our bot. Maybe with other bots, I don't know, but with our bot, people aren't going to get banned. And we have a safe way of running these EAs and making sure that everybody gets paid out who is funded.
And there's another, there's more things going on, up to, the release date, on the back end of the business, like, we're trying to hire, people for our customer support. We want to make sure that, we have customer support available 24/7, that way it takes a load off of us, and it gives people, more options, and people are going to be more responsive. That's one thing we got going on. And like we mentioned, the course. So we're going to be working on, making the videos and uploading them, and, creating the course as a whole, how we're going to operate the Discord, how, the community is going to work. And just things of that sort.
And we'll definitely.
I'm very excited for that, and I know Gio, I know you're excited too, man. I know you've been plugging in, and I know you've been helping these guys out. I know you play a big role, and it's really, to me, honestly, it's really glad to see a team working together. You can go but so far by yourself, but with the team go even further, and I really believe in that. But honestly, man, I appreciate each and one of you guys for being up here, taking the time, I know you guys are always busy, but it means a lot to me. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'm gonna be dropping each of these guys' Instagrams in the description. Keep a lookout for Chris. Keep a lookout for Justin. They're definitely gonna be a big name. So for all of you audience, stay tuned. Also for my boy Gio, he's always doing amazing things out there. So keep a watch out for these guys. They're gonna be great entrepreneurs. With that being said, appreciate you guys and
Appreciate you, Bird, man.
you guys later.
Appreciate you, Bird. Thank you for having us on here, bro. It means everything.
All love.
All right, man. All love, man. All love.
All right, man.
love.